restarted streaming here. Oh, hey Michi. Hey, come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Come on. There you go. Alright, guys. Welcome to RomagnoTrading.com. Good to have you guys on. Good to have you guys in. Michi. You here to join the party? I think Michi's here to join the party. Alright, so today's a 7 there. We can just say minus 44K. Cool. Alrighty, guys. Oh, I forgot to do. I think today's 523. Cool. Hope you guys had a good day out there. Today was a red day for me. I'll explain why here in a second. Just gonna get everything set up. Hopefully you guys had a great trading day out there. Hopefully you guys were trading well. As always, subscribe to the channel. Click the icon alert if you're making the videos. I really appreciate that. Alright, I'm live. Going over today's 44K red day. Going to explain how I got away from my... Alright, there's that. 1K to 1Mil, there's that. Small caps, large caps, options. Alrighty, guys. Just getting a second, let's set everything up here. Hopefully you guys had a great trading day out there. Hopefully you guys have been trading well. You know, today, got away from my plan. I'll go ahead and explain here in a second, but I want to set everything up here. I can't wait to get a stream deck where it just goes live. Like, it just takes a lot out of me. Alright, KAVL. We had NVCT. VLDR. We had what else? What was the other runners today? Oh yeah, BKKT. And we had that CFVI. Cool. Alright, guys, so TikTok. Here we go. Cool. Live. Alrighty, guys. Hopefully you guys had a great trading day out there. Hopefully you guys have been trading well. So, yeah, guys, we are having another red day today, unfortunately. You know, and I'll explain why here in a second. Hopefully you guys had a great trading day. We'll give it about 25 more seconds for people to get on in here. And then we'll go ahead and get started. I'm not a financial advisor. Trade at your own risk. Have a plan, a process, a strategy. Click the icon below if you make new videos. I'd really appreciate that, guys. Helps the channel out a ton. Scanner settings I use. Brokerage to free stocks. Free course that I teach you. Sorry, not free course. My course teacher by processes. All in the links in the description below. My free chat room in the description below as well. What's going on, MK? What's going on, Justin? What's going on, VIP? Alrighty, guys. So today, guys, was a day, and I don't think I streamed on Thursday, Friday, so I'll explain kind of what's going on with the trading lately. So, what's going on, Abdi? What's going on, Richard? TY, Steve Austin, Ghost, Abdi, what's going on? FS, what's going on? Bearfield, what's going on? Alrighty, guys. So, today, Michi's here today to save the day, of course. Those of you guys on stream. Michi, say hi. Say hi, Michi. But yeah. So, today, guys, just kind of a slower day. A day that, I knew that I shouldn't be sizing up on, but also a day that's kind of heating up a little bit. We had CFVI, we had BKKT, CALV, so there was opportunities, DWAC. And so, again, my biggest problem is, building up a cushion is pretty easy for me. And then maintaining it the last hour has been my struggle. I kind of build up a cushion throughout the day. The past, when I lost $2,500, I think I was up almost 10 grand that day. And then I gave it all back with cushion because I got aggressive using that cushion and it didn't pay off. And then, today, up another 10 grand to start the day. And then DWAC, I have a sell order at 97.41. Looking for one more new high. This thing just jammed straight down. Luckily, I stopped out. Where was it? DWAC. 91.30. So, I still got stopped out way too late. I should have stopped out immediately when I saw this big red candle because it didn't look like anything else we had seen. But I held it a little too long and lost about $25,000 to bring the account from up 10 grand about down 13 grand. And then Cavill kind of started scalping back a little bit. But then, here's what happened with Cavill. I like this one overnight somewhat. I like the range, the volatility. This is SSR, so it's not quite as nice of a move as I would have liked. But I tried to play, a break through the highs, nothing. And then I started adding into the close. And then realizing, my positioning was way too big. Started to kind of slowly sell off. And then I realized, if I were to hold this overnight, I'd have to, I wouldn't be able to trade tomorrow because I had too big of a position. I was using a little bit of margin. And so I just decided, you know what? I'm getting away from my plan. I'm in too big on this one. Let's just stop out and recollect tomorrow and live to fight another day. If this one gaps, great. Sure, I might get FOMO, but the goal is not to. Overall, the theme as of lately, guys, has just been me building up a cushion every single day. I'm about anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000. And then that last hour or so, I use that cushion too aggressively in a market that I just can't be aggressive in. And I give it all back, and then I go red. And that's just been the theme, I should be, taking small size into the close. We're not in a hot enough market for me to take any size. $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a day is what the market's giving currently. There's obviously more than that here and there, but consistently we're not seeing big runners, big rippers. I've taken the options account that I have from $5 grand to $8,400. I lost about $40 on that today on a Facebook call. Just stopped out, basically break even. But yeah, so the reality is, guys, this market that we're in, it kind of heated up a bit more today. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, it's just something that I've been. The common theme is I build myself a cushion every day, and then that last 30 minutes to an hour, I size up using that cushion, and every single time I get just dumped on, right? Whether it be DWAC or CALV or whatever. I can't even remember on Thursday or Friday what I traded either last week. But so that's the theme, and I need to break out of that theme. I need to be okay with in this market. To take small base hits and just, size down into the close. Don't give anything away. And, take your base hits, and that's it. And I've been taking my base hits. I've been trading very well. It's just that last hour over the past week or so, I've just been really just killing myself. If I flip short, and that's the kind of market we're in, and I know we're in a short market, and I know, I should be shorting a little bit more. But at the end of the day, shorts are kind of expensive. I'm not quite seeing enough extension. I didn't want to get, any kind of bigger position. So I know overall we're in kind of a shorter theme market, sell the rips. And that's kind of what we've been in. NVCT showed us some nice strength today. It's something that I hope we consolidate into tomorrow. Maybe take a nice either trade into tomorrow. But moral of the story, I actually like the way I've been trading. It's literally the last 30 minutes to an hour where I way oversize and use my $5,000, $10,000, $50,000 cushion. and I just give it all away because I know I have cushion. And we're in a market where, you know, you just can't give stuff like that away right now. You know, the market isn't showing us consistent huge rippers, intraday, you know, rippers, or sorry, multi-day rippers really. You know, we're seeing kind of grindy type action. We're not seeing the huge range and volatility. I know that NVCT did, but, you know, this is something, it's not really a setup for me. You know, if you look at the yearly, you know, I get that it's well, I didn't know, is this an IPO? Can we confirm this is an IPO? Can someone confirm with us this is an IPO? Was this a brand new IPO on Friday? Because if it is, this should cause some other IPOs to potentially heat up. I know that's what Richie was talking about. But see, like, it's not far enough of a run. MTEK rips and dumps. FGI rips and pops up and dumps. Daily data, thanks for the daily reminder. Base hit after base hit. And I've been taking those base hits. It's just right into that close. I start taking a little bit too much size. And that's what crushes me. So, you know, I'm this close. I know it. You know, I know it. But again, you know, I'm starting to get my mentality back to being okay with taking $5, $10, $15, $20,000 winners. But the next time we get a runner, you know, I will be there. But also when the runners stop, you know, I'm going to size way down. So it's something that I've really kind of evolved into over this past year. And I know I paid a lot of tuition and a lot of market tuition to get there. You know, over the past, you know, the first 3 months out of the year last year, we're up 12 million. And then the next 9 months, I'm down like $1.5 million until I think I closed up about 11.3 million on the account. So, I mean, you know, I know when times are going great, they're going great, but I need to be able to size back when times are slower and mentally be okay with that, you know, and that's just the reality. I really, 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 really suck at mentally being okay with taking 5, 15, 20, you know, $10,000 days. And that's something that I can just straight up honestly admit. I suck at it. And I've told everyone that. You know, I absolutely suck at taking base hits after being on such an emotional high and being up, you know, 350, 500, $1 million in one day. And then, okay, yeah, it's okay to take a $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 winner per day. You know, no big deal. And mentally, it's been so hard for me to come back to that mentality. And I'm just being straight up and honest. You know, it has been a grind for me to mentally get back to that state where it's just get back to what the market gives you. Don't try and make $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 days. And you know, just expect it to keep going because, you know, it's not always like that. You know, maybe someday in my career I can do that consistently over time, but right now I'm not there. You know, I know that we had a hot market and I know that I was taking advantage of it, and that's great. But when times are slower, when we have a hot market, I am the best trader that I can be. When we are in a slow market, I am right there being a part of probably the 90% of traders, and that's because when I'm so mentally checked in to getting those hot days and to taking those big home run trades and to making those, you know, $1 million days or $500,000 days or whatever the case may be for you, 20%, 50%, 100% plus, you know, that's where I strive. But when I am in this grindy, slow, yeah, I know that the NVCT was a nice runner, but not, you know, like, sure, it's not that predictable. It really isn't. I mean, sure, it's a new IPO. Those been kind of hot, but nice in volume. You know, great. But, I mean, you get a rip up, and then just on low volume, and then this thing just goes straight up. No entry for me there. And then a little consolidation, but I would never expected this to run. We're not in that kind of hot market. And it goes straight up again on this chop kind of straight up move. So there's not a whole lot of market, you know, action that I can truly take advantage of, you know. Over the past 3 or 4 days, I've been able to do well with my options account. I've turned 5,000 into 8.4 thousand. You know, Snap made 400% in a tiny little 2-call position. But, you know, overall, you know, that's how I have to trade. Just take 20%, 30% of the account and just trade with it and be consistent with it. I know if I do that, I'm a consistent trader. I know generally what runs and what to short and what to long. But the thing is, when you get into a big position, I get slippage. Mentally, you know, I can't handle it in a slower market. And then you stop out and the thing rips without you. Or it just keeps going lower like DWAC, you know. DWAC, I'm very fortunate to stop out where I did, and it goes down another $10 a share. So, I know when times are hot, I'm right there. And I'm right there, excelling and doing well. When times are slow, I would admit to be one of the worst traders I think out there that's a pretty successful trader at trading. I'll be honest. I'm so bad at it. And I can sit here and tell you I am so bad when the markets are slow. And the reason being, I take too big a size, I expect too big of a move, and then it doesn't happen, right? And it won't happen because there's not enough FOMO and chase out there. I've only been trading for 4.5 years now. I can't just find 1,000, 2,000, 3,000% runner before it actually runs. I know someday I should be able to do that. Maybe give me on year 10. But until then, I'm just going to play the massive herd FOMO, whether it be Tesla, Blink, and that kind of FOMO, EV FOMO, whether it be cryptocurrency FOMO, whether it be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000% rent, sympathy play FOMO. Where I strive is FOMO. Where I strive is when there's a lot of volatility, a lot of liquidity. And when things are slower and when things are like they are right now, even DWAC, right? Like, this is a solid mover in this market, and we're only up $10 a share, on not a great amount of range. I mean, you're looking at a couple bucks a share here in range and a decent amount of volume, but this is nothing. What a real run looks like is DWAC from 10 to 175 in 2 days. And then it creates fun, right? Literally fun, from $1 to $24, right? That's a hot market. Now, and I was mentally checked out from a hot market because, you got to be careful about how much you oversize. And, I nailed the backside of a trade on DWAC. It was right. Let's see if I can go back to it. Let's see, it was which day was it? No, that's not DWAC. DWAC, where you at? So it was like right in here is where I nailed it. I nailed this kind of wick off and then this rip into the close at 71. Nailed that trade for about a $600,000 winner. But then I proceeded to give it all back in my inherited, of course, over a month or so of just taking stupid trades that I'm trying to get too greedy on in a slower market. And that's the reality. So, until this market heats up, you're not going to see massive days for me. And that's just the reality. Nor will you see it for anyone, Where it's been hot is Facebook puts and Snap calls and Amazon calls, right? And PayPal puts, right? I mean, that's where the action's been. And that's why I said to myself, you need to be able to take advantage of what's hot in the market. Wherever there's range, volatility, and liquidity, you need to be able to take advantage of it. And in my opinion, I think options and large caps are similar to, the concepts are all the same in just a bigger scale with a lot more liquidity and a bigger size position. I'm looking for dips, looking for day 3 sell-offs. All the same concepts generally are the same what I use in large caps and mid caps. And, in my options account, because I sized way back, I know that there's percentages on my side. If I take the size down and then size up when I'm convicted, and it's as simple as that, In a slower market, size down. And I know I need to size down. Be okay with taking 5, 10,000. But also, don't give up your cushion just because you have it in a slower market either. I'm the type of trader that likes to use his cushion to create more gains throughout the day. But in this market, you're not going to be able to use that cushion very well because that cushion is therefore gonna dwindle down, especially if you're going long in this kind of market. And that's just what the market that we're in. So that's the reality, guys. Brought the account down to negative 44,000 today. We have the account equity at 115,000. We took those 50K accounts to 350,000. Now we're back down to 115,000, and that's because I'm simply oversizing in a slow-ass market. Pardon my French, but, don't get me wrong, there's range, and I'm able to play it. I've been able to make a green day every day. It's the last hour that I'm just struggling with because I try and oversize, and I give it all back, and in literally a matter of 30 minutes to an hour, I'm down 55,000, 56,000, because I way oversized, DWAC, I shouldn't have been in that big, trying to push for $12,000 to $13,000 a day and be done for the day. Cavill trying to make up for my losses, and then realizing that if I'd held it overnight, I wouldn't be able to trade tomorrow. So, yeah, Anthony, I know, that's a good point. Why don't I leave the last hour? Well, I could, but then that mentally and discipline-wise, that's not okay for me. I should be able to sit here and be okay with not taking a trade if it's not there. And that's how I'll always be. It doesn't mean it works for everyone. But I want to be able to have the discipline and the discipline and the drive to be able to make sure. Okay, yeah, you just sit here. You just sit here, Cameron. You don't get to make any trades right now. Because the setups aren't there. And I knew going into that those weren't great setups. DWAC was an all right setup. Cavill, I'm just getting FOMO on. The thing is, I know what I'm getting myself into, but I'm just so freaking. I'm not gonna say bored, but this market is just. There's opportunities. Don't get me wrong. There is opportunities. But mentally, right, it wears on me. And I'm just being honest, So I have to get myself back to a point where mentally it's okay just to take small days and just grow on them. Base hits. That's it. Size down. Base hits. When the market gets hot, great. When the market isn't hot, size down. When the market's hot, size up. Right? It's simple as that. I keep it pretty simple. When my conviction's high, really high, then size up. When my conviction's low, like it was today, size down. So, simple as that. I know what I'm doing, and I know that it just takes patience, and, I got to come back to the screens tomorrow, and, so, anyways, I know a lot about the way that I trade, and I know that, the next time we have a hot market, even if it's halfway as good as GameStop or AMC, I know I'll be a lot better of a trader, but on the flip side, when things slow down, I'm going to be way, way, way better when it comes to me sizing back when the market starts to tame down and wait for it to heat back up and then go from there. So, anyways, I know exactly what I did wrong today. It's frustrating to look at. I was going to hold Cavill overnight until I realized, I was going to have to, pay the brokerage a certain amount because I was using a little bit of margin. And I also wasn't going to be able to trade tomorrow. So, frustrating day, I'm not going to lie. But, I know where I'm out and I know where I'm at. And, I know it seems crazy, but every day I do this to myself, I'm becoming better and better of a trader. And it will click, and when it clicks, you guys will see. But for right now, I'm struggling in a slow market because I'm not sizing down enough. I'm using my cushion way too aggressively the last hour, and it's as simple as that. Trading can be simple if you really, really put your mind to it, right? If you really, really simplify trading, look at some dips, sell the rips kind of concepts. It's kind of like that. It's just a lot of people let the emotional side and they let the emotional and just your I don't know. It's basically just you let your emotions get in the way. And when you do that, what works, and I know what works, but it's just too slow of a market right now, and so. But it's not too slow of a market. I know it's not. We got blessed the last year, and I know that. I was trading just fine the year before without that. And so, but we have to just come back to reality, wait for FOMO to kick in, and then take it from there. And take your $5, $10, $15, $20, $25,000 days. In options and on large caps, those will be some good solid range as well. But for right now, I just wanted to come on here and rant to you guys. And, So, anyways, I appreciate you guys for subscribing to the NorMacNoTrading.com community. Appreciate you guys for supporting us here at NorMacNoTrading.com. So that's about it, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? Cheers, team.